Everyone good?
Yeah.
Luke, congratulations, off and running here at the World Grand Prix. Tough tie, but how would you sum it up?
A bit like you said, tough tie. I expected a really tough game. Now I think Daryl and me didn't play our best in the first set, but he started playing well in the second set, and I started playing better. It's just one of them things, it's pressure. There's pressure to get in, pressure to start, hitting good scores, pressure to finish. But I feel like I dealt with it well. I don't know the stats, but I think getting in I was pretty good, and he was as well. I don't know if he did, but I don't think we missed in the first 3 darts. Does anybody know? Getting in, I don't think we did. So yeah, it was really tough because the pressure was always on my shoulders. The pressure was on his shoulders because we were both, starting really well. Not as good as my mate Ryan. 10 out of 11. Incredible that, but. Yeah, so it was one of them performances. Not at my best. My scoring wasn't my best, but how can I complain? I'm through to the next round, and I can build on that and play a lot better.
Is it nice to come here this year with no distractions? Because I remember last year it was all over where your son was over his due date and you didn't know if you were going to play or not. Mine wasn't really here. Not different circumstances, and is that a nice one to come here fully focused?
Yeah, it was different last year. Obviously, I'd come here, I wouldn't even know if I was going to play in it because obviously he'd have been born. I wouldn't have been able to play in it. It was sort of, Kaylee was overdue, and it was, a panic whether I was even got to play it. So for me, it was a bonus that I actually got to, appear here last year, and I didn't really play well, but my line won in it. That's just the way it is. But this year it's been a lot more plain sailing. I've not had no distractions. It's all been darts, and it's gone all right. It's gone really good this year. It could have been a lot better. There's a lot of maybe tournaments I could have won, maybe the World Series finals that maybe got away from me, but I'm sort of relaxed, and I enjoy the game. I love playing it. I love playing darts, and just keep winning as much as I can, and we'll see what can happen.
Obviously, I know you spoke about the back injury in Hungary. Did you have to have treatment when you come back to the UK to get ready for this?
Yeah, I had a bit of work done with it. It was just one of them things. I think everyone can have sort of a spasm in the back, and a lot of people were thinking that you can't. Oh my God, how is he playing darts? He's lying. You can play darts. Everybody's back problems are different. Mine might not have been as bad as the other person. Some people can have back problems and they can't move, and that's physically. Mine wasn't that bad, but it was bad in my terms. I've not experienced it, and it threw me a little bit because obviously they're the sort of things that you rely on. I think luckily for me, I stand front-footed. If I stood side-footed like a lot of the players do, then it would have been a problem because I couldn't turn. Yeah. So that was a lucky instance for me that I was able to I stand straight. But yeah, it's a lot better now. I think it's just one of them things. It's no long-term problem. It's just something that can happen to you. You get bad neck, you sleep wrong and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm all good now. I'm getting.
Part of you relieved that you're not running into Dave Chisnell next round after everything that you've been through with him this year?
Yeah, do you know what? I am a little bit because he seems to play unbelievable against me, and he's a thorn in my side. But if it would have been Chiz, I would have looked forward to it. I always play well against him myself. The last 2 or 3 times or 4 times I've played him, I've averaged 100 every time, I think. So, I don't mind playing him, but he just seems to pull out his A+ performance against me, and it is a thorn in my side. But I love him to bits. He's a good lad, and I don't think he played bad tonight at all. If he'd have played me first, the first game, he probably would have beat me. He played well. He was unlucky to run into a good Luke Woodhouse performance.
To show how you've come, that you're being tipped to win this title by a lot of the pundits as well, and up there with the bookies' favourites.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does. Yeah, of course, because in 2 years ago, I probably would have been like 7th, 8th favourite, maybe. Now I'm sort of in the top 4 favourites, and that's a nice tip in the cap. Just for people to say, we fancy you to win this, but of course I don't look into that. I know I can win this, of course, but I've got a lot of work to do, a lot of hard games to win. I'm going to have to play a lot better. There's so many things that can, differ your differentiate from me winning this title. There's going to be a lot of obstacles, a lot of things in the way. It's a long way. This is a level of this format. Anybody can beat anybody. If you can't get in, then you're going to struggle. So yeah, I don't think it matters who's in form. Gary nearly lost yesterday. Chizzy lost today. Me only just scraped through. That's 3 of the top players in form at the moment. So yeah, I think it's anybody's game, to be honest.
Nick, congratulations.
Thank you, Phil.
Luke, you've spoken about the pressure of this event and sort of the added expectation on your shoulders now, but you don't seem fazed by it at all. I mean, how do you go about dealing with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really put the added pressure on myself. This is a tournament that, like I just said, it's a leveler. Everybody can beat anybody. if you can't get in, then you won't win. And today I got in pretty well, and that was probably what won me the game. My scoring really wasn't up to scratch, and in a couple of instances it was good. But I think my doubling in really did win me the game there. And in the last couple of years I've played in it, it's probably been my nemesis.
You've been in fantastic form coming into this. Is it up there with the best you've felt coming into a major tournament?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I don't feel like I feel any different than I did last year, but stats would say I'm playing better this year than I ever have in my career. So, yeah, I think that's something that you've got to look back on and think, even if you feel like you're playing as good as you did last year, you are statistically playing better, and more 100 averages. I think I had 800 averages on the trot from that Euro Tour to the first 3 games in the Players Championships in the week last week. So, I am throwing some good darts and making finals a lot. I think 9 finals this year or 8. That I am playing as good as I can at the moment, and I'm showing that I'm one of the top players in the world, and that's something that I didn't really believe in myself. But I have to start believing that, because you don't make it to number 6, number 5 in the world just being a journeyman. I've really worked hard, and without winning a major, to make it in them high ranks is quite incredible.
Cheers, Luke.
Thank you.
Luke, you mentioned the players that are in good form, like yourself, Cheers, Gary. It's not the usual names we were expecting to hear along there. Does it feel like it's sort of anyone's game?
Yeah, I mean, this is the great thing about the sport right now is there's no really anybody, except for maybe Michael. He's pretty dominant most of the time. Except for Michael, there's like me, Cheers, Gary at the moment that are all playing our best darts and stuff like that. And you got Gezi on the side who performs every now and then incredibly well. He's pretty consistent. Not saying he doesn't. He's always every year. Gezi's always like there or thereabouts. He's in the latter ends of tournaments. So you got Michael and Gezi, and then obviously Peter hasn't played his best this year. Michael Smith. There's so many players, and this is why the sport's in such a great place, because there's no predictions anybody can win. If I win this weekend, I don't think anybody would be surprised. If Michael wins this weekend, if anybody wins this weekend, I don't think anybody would be surprised. It's a fun tournament, not enjoyable for the players because it's very stressful. But that's, like I said, this is why darts in a good place, because we can't predict who wins anymore.
How much does that form play a part coming into a tournament like this? Obviously with the double star, slightly different format.
Yeah, I think it's more to do with the fact I don't think form matters in this tournament. In my eyes, I thought a really tough draw tonight, because I know Darryl was an incredibly good double 16 here. You don't really want the likes like Darryl Gurney, James Wade, stuff like that, because you get them prize, because they're just really good double top, double 10, double 16 hitters, and it can really be hard to beat them. So for me, as much as I didn't play my best, that's a massive win, because Darryl Mars is probably one of the toughest draws of the first round.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Luke, well done on the win. It is only your second victory in this tournament. You mentioned how this format can be a stressful format, but do you feel like you're better equipped now than you ever have been to deal with it?
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right there. I think I'm more sort of equipped now than I've ever been. My double 16 in is probably as good as it's ever been. It's one of them tournaments where you don't really know the stats on what I'm better at. Double 16, double top. Last year I think I went double top and it didn't work out for me. The year before I went double 16. It didn't really work out as well as I wanted to. This year it did. I think the first game, like I said, I think I was in every time, first 3 darts. So, if I'm doing that and putting my scoring together, then I'm going to be a really, really tough player to beat. But my scoring wasn't the best tonight, but my doubling, was my saving grace.
It's been a great year for you this year, as well as last year as well. Do you see that as just the natural maturity of a dart player, or is it something that you've done differently in your preparation to unlock this next level that you've reached?
Yeah, I mean, it can become a natural progression, but of course it's one of them things that you have to work hard on, because I seem to be like always in the top 8 of winning most ranking money every year the last 3 years, including this year. So it's just one of the things I think I want to stay in that, on the year to date, on the order of merit, I'm always in the top 8 winning the most ranking money. And that's why I've got myself to where I am in the world. But, of course, every year is going to be one of them things where I'm trying to progress, trying to get better. It's not always easy. It won't always work like that. But, I am trying to get better and better. I'm trying to push myself to, the heights of being a top 4 player. Might not just be there yet. I think, very, very close. But you know, I'm trying to get to that stage where I can really put myself in the top 4, and people believe that, you know, like I have been tipped this year to be one of the top people to win every major that comes up.
You missed out on the Premier League this year, which a lot of people would say that you're really unlucky to do so. When you enter these tournaments, is next year's Premier League on your mind, just to prove that, you know, you are a Premier League caliber player?
No, it's not. You know, I don't even like talking about it, because it's just one of them things that'll happen when it happens. You know, Premier League talks too early as what's it, October. There's still 3 months to go. You know, if you pick Premier League now, I'm in it. I don't think there'd be any question about that. But you know, I was in it last October and then I wasn't. So, you know, what will be will be. If I'm in the Premier League, I think a lot of people will be happy about it, and I'll get to express my talent. If I'm not, it's more time with my family. So, you know, everyone knows I want to play in it, but of course it'll happen when it happens. But, you know, I've started the year off well. I'm probably in the contention already, but, you know, if I go on and win a major, like I've said every year, then there will be no question I will be in. So, but okay, top 4 after the Worlds is a great chance as well. So there'll be no questions then if I can do that.
Luke, congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.